which I bought for £35 from an old boy. And we used to play on Saturdays. That they would play dominoes, dance the ska, because they liked to dance in those times. And the ska had its own movements, etc. So we played, say, from after lunch till about 5.
Remember I say these few words.
Then we would pack up and go.
Remember the word I am saying to you right now. And for tomorrow and henceforth I say, render your hearts and not your garments. The truth is there for whoever has to see. Partiality has no place in this judgment. Just remember.
I was at Treasure Isle Studio and I went to do a show in Harborview for the government. It was some holiday and I and Supersonic, I was the backing vocal, I was the lead vocal for Supersonic on that night in Harborview, open air show. And there was like a school band who played before us. And the school band went on and playing, and I see this little guy, you know, all over the piano, upside down on him foot on him head. So I run backstage and say, yo, no, come here, watch this little youth here. And the youth was all over the keyboard like it's nothing. That was Jackie Me Too, you know. It was Jackie Me Too.
Jackie, one of the things on which you're not very clear is the actual precise place where reggae might have begun. This studio would seem to me to be as good a place as any. As you were one of the first people, one of the pioneer keyboard players in this development, can you tell us possibly where it began, if this was really the place?
A lot of people have a lot of different places in mind, you know. But personally, my feeling is the whole atmosphere of where I am right now is where everything was sort of created around what's happening for reggae today.
Listen here, I'm totally together.
I thought he was young, so maybe he was about 17, 18, you know. But he was playing with another band at that time. Yes, the Sheiks or something like that.
Like he came to the studio as a youth, you know, going to college every day, and he came from college and began to play at the studio in his uniform. And this go on for like about almost a year. Him coming and play part-time. Until one morning now, 11 o'clock, this Jackie come to the studio, no school uniform. I say, yes, that's the end of college. No more college for Jackie Me Too.
And then he came here and he got the job because Monty Alexander had migrated to the States. You understand? Because sometime even after session and everybody gone, we'll be having a couple of drinks and planning what's the next group for tomorrow and things like that. And they're playing, and we're having a ball and things like that.
When the time comes for the horns, it's Jackie counting the horns and go back to the piano. And him counting the bassman and him play the bass note first until the bass what to play to the song, and the bassman play it and find it and him say yes, let's go. And even the singers, people like me who didn't have a musical schooling, there's certain time that my timing would be out and his Jackie would tell me wait and bring me in at the right time. He was a god.
It's always difficult to kind of trace, though, you know, how these things happen when very often they're organic. But can you perhaps recollect some of the instances where you felt that this was really, yeah, I'm in on the creation of this thing?
Yeah, well, most people know that. People who really are associated with like real good music, like jazz music, jazz lovers, mostly they know exactly where the roots of other types of music come from in Jamaica. So even from the 50s or 60s, people realize that reggae has its stand right around this ground.
Yes, well, I'm Ricky Barker from Studio One, and Bob Chase best friend of Ricky Barker, so Bob Chase my friend, says so.
I'm Sylvan Morris, an engineer, electronics engineer.
My name is Earl Walker, but my ordinary name that they gave me is the Great Baga.
Well, I'm Sylvan Morris, an engineer that worked at Studio One within the period of the 60s, 1960s. I was here for roughly about 8 years, you know, in which period we did a lot of recordings, which eventually became famous, you know. The musicians, they were in-house and they sort of make you felt, you know, in the groove whenever they were doing anything, you know, it was a groovy thing, you know. We had cd2 at the time, which was the main arranger. So it was really a picked band, you know, like Leroy Sibley's was one of the man who played the bass, you know, and Ricky Barker, Eric Frater, he was the guitarist. I remember Phil. There was a chap by the name of Phil who used to play drums one at a time. We also used like Horsemouth, you know, and Robbie Lynn. He came on roughly after Jackie Mitu had left, you know. But Jackie Mitu was one of the main guys who, as you say, got the groove together, you know.
That he would take charge of the
yes, the sessions, you know. And he was a groovy cat, you know what I mean? We would do like the rhythm tracks first, right? And then afterward, no, we would overdubs, like the voice. Sometimes, depending upon the type of tune, we'd probably do some ons, overdub ons, you know, depending upon the type of tune, you know.
This is like a 2-track machine.
Yes, so we'd actually run it from one tape to another tape. So sometimes we'd have three sessions of dubbing.
So does the quality not change? Or?
Well, being the type of person that I was, right, because I did the maintenance and thing all the machines, so I kept them up to such a standard that you hardly noticed it. I mean, you'd get some slight depreciation, but it wasn't really noticeable.
So what are some of the singers that you backed?
I do with all Larry Marshall, Eptones, Ken Boop. I play for Ken Boop. I see talking for Eptones, Baby True, Fat Girl, Eptones, Ken Boop, moving away, don't move, say that.
Mr. Dodd, while thinking within himself to enhance music, he had bought a piece of equipment. The name of it was Sound Dimension. Now, in those days, it was a loop tape. And this is like a tape player, record player, but it had 3 different heads, right? and one of the head was movable. God, in those days it was an electronic relays and echoes and things. So you had bought this thing, which at that time was an advanced piece of equipment with just a loop tape. So you'd record, send the signal in, and you'd pick up back the signal, so you could actually move the tape head, you know. So what they did was to put the guitar, what we did was to put the guitar on this piece of equipment, right? So when Eric Freighter played, you got this check, right? And this, I think, was one of the things that started the reggae, because it actually came not just by thinking alone, it came by sound also. You get me? So this was where it started. So this piece of equipment was very important.
But I could tell you what really gave us that kick is that in guitar going through that echoplex, and that fold a double sound on the guitar. Instead of you get that crack going up, it was going So we started to complement it with the piano and the clavinet here.
You see, and when you play that style now, Mr. That machine there that gives a echo back, a drag back, an echo, a special. And you see, just in reggae, Mr. That have a machine and I play the guitar, I go so one time and it goes so, and I go check it. I go so one time and go check it.
And we all just glued to that sound. Because at that time, we had like Nanny Goat, Baby Y, Love is a Pleasure. And if you listen to those, you'll hear the definite changes.
Yes, Hello Cabral, Rent and Taxi Tire. Who done it? All them special instrumental, who done it? Ram Jam, Fat Girl, the same film. Girl, I've got a date. Yes.
So after really getting stuff like that and testing it with the on the dance hall and see how the people, you know, react to it, then we use the same process and try and glue other things to it, and there comes reggae.
A week, them time we work for 4 days a week. And Friday we get paid. we hit 5 tunes, we hit 7 tunes, 10 tunes a day. Yeah.
And what was the
There's another thing that Jackie Mitchell did, which I have seen anybody do up until now. If he was to use a bass line, it became a hit. You turn the bass line backwards. So you play the same bass line but play the back to the front, instead of the front to the back. You get me?
How it feels, my heart with memory that I love.
It's only mentioned special play for all them artists.
Was it your
Robbie Lynn? No, it's Jackie Mitchell, and Robbie Lynn second, and Nico Barker there, third. And the bass, Bagger play bass there.
And did you record a lot with Eric Freighter?
Too much. Yeah.
Yes, well, there'll be a lot of jollification because I can be totally frank to you. I would say about 75% of the tunes that we did, we could tell right away. There are certain tunes that really fooled us. Some of them that you think, wasn't so great, and later on in the year it could become greater than even what you thought was good, This is the nature, of music, really,
So how many records do you think recorded at Studio One?
Oh gee, I can't check them, man. It's so much. Yes. Everyone a hit. I mean, when they play it here, you see, the first thing we have to go inside that room where the fellas are over there, and they say hit, and you see, and the studio engineer and that man said that comes and say, yeah, hit.
When you have a hit record, everybody try to duplicate the sound. If it's not like the exact sound, but they try to work around it and break it down. So everybody started to go into that direction just after that.
So that's why reggae became huge, because it was the first one everyone was copying.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And did that make it more fun for you, or worse, or?
No, it make it more fun for me because we was always in front, and up to then, you see, what I had over the average producer is that it was an everyday thing for me. As a matter of fact, sometimes I went to bed humming a line that I want to put into a song tomorrow. I have to just hold that so that I don't forget it tomorrow, because I'm not able to write as a musician. So whatever sound or idea, I had to try to glue it here so that I wake up back in the morning. So even over supper, I'll be humming or whatever it is. Yeah, but it was really nice.
Did your wife not mind that?
No, she don't mind. She swing too, You're a nice person. She really swing.
Well, basically your whole life, you were just 7 days a week making music.
Yes. That even some of the time she couldn't believe that I'm coming from the studio. She figured I'm coming from a lady's home. She couldn't believe it's all that. But I enjoy what I did, my whole life, so.
I was living at 5th Street. Bob Marley lived at 3rd Street. In fact, Trenchtown is where the reggae music really, is the birthplace. All the singers, them start from 1st Street, come right up, all peer singers, right up to 12th Street. Toots and the Metals, 12th Street is the last block. And you have Lassell Perkins, 4th Street. So all the way up is just every street you can find 2 name artists. On my street, 5th Street, that was where Marty Planner was living, at the end of my street.
Undaunted by the driving rain, a sea of faces awaited at the Palisadoes Airport the arrival of a living legend. To some, he was the King of Kings, the Lion of Judah, even a god. But to most, he was a mild-mannered monarch who had won the respect and admiration of Jamaicans. The air was charged with excitement as anxious, expectant faces searched the skies for the first glimpse of the great silver bird that could bring their hero to Jamaican soil for the first time. Members of a local cult, the Rastafarians, who were easily distinguished by their long beards and unshorn locks, and who worshipped this figure as a deity, were present in full force.
Okay, when we started the Roots songs, the real hardcore Roots song, this is when the Rastafarian culture begin to creep into the music and begin to link with us, Marty Planner is the leader of the Rastafarian organization, and in 72, the government sent a delegation of Rastamen to Africa to analyze the Rastafarian situation and to come back. And so when Planner get involved with the recording business, all of us begin to gather in Planner Yard every day. You understand? All who was interested, because a few artists, if you're not even interested, that yard becomes the base for all the musicians after a time.
Fussing and fighting among ourselves, nothing to achieve this way. It's worse than hell, I say. Get up and fight for your right, my brothers.
All the musicians, name them. Anyone, man. Roland Alfonso, Jackie Me Too, the Wheelers. That's where the Wheelers get their inspiration. Myself, all of us used to be there on and off, smoking herb and playing music, reading Bible. That was the three main thing. Smoking herb, reading the Bible every day, playing music, and listening to the Rastafarian doctrine and where it's coming from and where it's going.
There I met up on Peter Touch, and sang some songs to him and told him that I would like to get in the business. Well, he took me down by 2nd Street the night. There I met Bob and Bunny, and a whole lot of things was going on, cooking and herbs are burn and Maniri, Planner, Martimer Planner, all them guys that was there.
I follow His Imperial Majesty teaching. It's the last way them talk about. Not talking about no God, no, talking about a man who his teaching is very relevant in this time.
Cox and Marty Planner was good friends. It was good friends. In fact, they are age bracket people. You understand? And one of Planner close friend to was the drummer in Bob Marley group, Seiko. Fan Seiko played the percussion, and this is why Seiko was always with Bob, because that's where Seiko saw Bob first and took him by him hand and take him to Mr. Dodd.
Get up and fight for your right, my brother. Get up and fight for your right.
I stopped sound system about early 70s. But at that time I was supplying 90% of the sound system dub.
We had a dub machine, and this is another thing that helped the music a lot. The sound men came and we would suggest certain rhythms to them. You know, they ask what good you have, what you have that's good. And then we would suggest certain things that we heard that we thought, and they would listen it and say yes, and we'd give it to them, and they would sort of promote it. But what they did was, sometimes they would actually change the name of the tune. And the reason for that is, if another sound man come and wanted it, then, you know, it's like he wouldn't know which tune they got tune. They change the name. When the sound man asked which tune that, you know, they gave it a different name than what we gave them. So when they came and asked, "Boy, I want this tune," they don't know which tune it is. You know? So they had a lot of rivalry that way, you know what I mean? Trying to hide the sounds, you know what I mean?
Sometimes 200 people in the yard at a time. Believe it, all musicians coming from the country, everybody trying to be a singer, and we would love to see all the greats. People come to meet us. They hear about Altenlis and the Eptone, and people come there just to meet us in the sun from abroad and up from uptown and things like that.
Wailers, Gaylords, Dera Wilson, Marcia Griffiths, Babande, you know, you name them. You're talking about the first set of guys for Sir Coxsey as younger folk. Wailers will go over there writing a song on the same premises, and I will go over there, and Gaylords over there. And then sometimes the whole of us writing a song together.
We're not teaching each other. We don't teach each other, but there's strong competition going on. But not with no corruption within us, you know. But there's strong competition, because when a guy hear you do a good song, you know, move him head, he want to do something to counteract that one. You see what I mean? That's what it used to be, you know. We used to be nice, man. Happiness always. That's why the music them used to be so nice.
Mine of the greatest tune time bend down. The best is the pain, but the best of the tunes when the least of all lose the sound missing off the ground. Now here comes a musical list to make a jump and twist and get the good down the road. Boom shot.
It was like a maze with people, 24/7. when Cox and Mother will be cooking the best stew peas round here. So you have no problem. If you're hungry, you have food to eat. No problem.
Just hanging out in there, smoking a lot of herb and playing on the tree with a guitar. Did something every day, teaching Dennis to play a guitar for days. Dennis, Horace, Andy. His two other people come to mind immediately. I was like a bigger brother to them. Every time I want to find my guitar, it's either Dennis have it or Horace. I have to go and search over next door to find them with my guitar, you know, and things like that. But we just hang out. It's the best place to be.
This is Youth Promotion Center, as you know. We are 1979, coming from out of the ghetto, Maxfield Park and all of that. We're just trying to refurbish the center and set it up different. This is the artists. I want you to take some of this to Studio One. See, we start off with the legend over here, you know. It's the Ken Bo. This is my teacher. This is my greatest inspiration in Studio One music. Then comes Alton Ellis. Then Dennis Brown. Dennis Brown was the youth that inspired us, that let us know that youth could do something in music. Dennis Brown, never forget that. Dennis Brown is the head for all of us, all youth in music. Freddie McGregor, my best friend in Studio One for years. Horace Handy, Barry Salmon, used to be our rival he used to be like Marytone, Soul. They used to put Barry Salmon against us, you know, ragga. And he always used to win, because it's so sad. They said, Barry Salmon. They wrote Dunkley. Frankie Paul from Channel 1 Days was a good artist at Channel 1. I put him up there. Michael Rose, when I went to Tubby's, the Waterhouse, first person I met, Michael Rose, on a fence, no shirt. Barrington Levy, first time I heard him, he was singing my songs. And they said, go on and sing. I said, no, leave the youth alone. Can't do that. You flap me, because he's a kid, right? Melodians represent Treasure Isle music that we love. The Eptones, the greatest group ever come in reggae music. Eptones, remember that? Eptones, there's no sound like the Eptones. That's the Eptones on Top is the best album ever made in Studio One. Right, better than mine, real.
The earliest them and they drive me crazy with them melodious harmony and stuff like that. You know?
And they were really, really successful, weren't they?
Very successful.
Baby, be true. I'll give the world to you. I mean it, baby. Oh, baby.
I admire the group so much that I realized to keep a group like that together, I had to really carry them.
Baby, be true. I'll give the world to you. I mean it, baby. Oh,
I had a place on Beechwood Avenue. I boarded them there, gave them 3 rooms up there, and I decided to help Leroy by purchasing a bass guitar.
Because was he just a singer?
Yeah, he was just a singer. Yes, and I showed him that, you know, wasn't strong enough to bring in an income.
when you're down, I'll be around to beg you, baby. Oh, baby.
So I had Ernest Wranglin tutor him how to play the bass guitar, and then he got a lot of help from Jackie too, because basically Jackie could use his left hand on the piano and play the notes that he needed to play. By day, he was here, learning and earning. In in the early 70s, it was obvious that we was the top studio releasing records of the artists. So new artists flock here on Sundays. On Sundays we had our audition. And then say maybe I get here by 10 o'clock. They would be out front. I would come to the gate. Sometime I would ask other artists or musicians to assist me by going quickly through the bulk of artists and just let who sound even halfway distant, and I'll deal with them.
A song to Sir Dad, which is Coxon, Jackie Me Too, Lee Scratch Perry, and Bim Bim. Those were the first 4 persons I sang to. Peter Touch was the one who played the guitar for me, because at that time I couldn't play the guitar. And I sang 4 songs. And Coxon stopped me. Asked me where I'm from. I told him I'm from Port Antonio. Said, okay, don't sing anymore. Coming tomorrow.
So how many would be there at the start?
Well, certain Sunday you'd find maybe 100 artists or more out there. So then, you know, we had to really filter it out and let the ones that sound not too bad, I deal with them.
Don't call me Scarface. My name is Capone. C-A-P-O-N-E, Capone. Al Capone.
Sounds to make you skip and flip and dip your wit and try no funny trick, and this release comes from out of my cookie basket. Sounds to get the groove and down the road, and we got to make a move. Boom shot.
Hook, line and sinker. Hook back Spanish Amiga. Beat that jump. From the #1 station, here comes.
Respect. This is Lone Ranger live and direct at a place called Studio One. Tell about it.
The band, I came here with the band Soul Defenders.
And what period was the...
That was 1970. Well, the band played together at Studio One until 1976. There was a nucleus of musicians that were always here. It would be Leroy Sibbles, Bagger would be here, and you had same guitarist I told about, Ron, and Ricka Baca. He was a lead guitarist. And we had Cedric Brooks played saxophone, sometimes Roland Alphonse and Tommy McCook.
So did you take over from Leroy Sibbles, really?
Yeah, well, we both was here at the same time, you know. Because mainly he was singing, you know. But we both was here together. And he played a lot of great bass line too, you know. But he wasn't that, you never know that he would come to this, you know. But he have a long finger, you can stretch and you know the music, so he's good, you know, he's good.
So what's the difference in your styles?
Not really different. I'm just playing for such a long time, that's why I just good, so I just know it's back, you know. I can do any work, even Pavarotti, you know, any work.
The Soul Defenders name isn't as well known as some of the others.
No, we played with different names. We played as Sound Dimension, we played as Studio One, All Stars, we played as Brentford Road, All Stars.
Brentford Disco Set.
Yeah, we had Underground Vegetables. We had a lot of names.
And what's some of the favourite records that you recorded at Studio One?
What kind of record? I can't count, I can't say, you know.
But there any you remember? That was
no, I can't count, I can't say. Just
Horace, and they used to call him Sleepy, you know, because he was, you know, by the time you start talking to me, or by now you'd be asleep somewhere about it. Yes, he used to sleep a lot, you know.
Yes, or Sunday again, he came in, but I had like or Sunday for that unique voice, you know. His voice sounded to me different and more like a youth, although he was a grown-up.
Skylarking, skylarking, that is what youths do today. Skylarking, skylarking, before they stand up firm on their feet. Begging you a 5 cent, sir, begging you a 10 cent, sir. Cannot help, no cannot help. So if y'all keep on doing what you all are doing, you will get the soto, yeah.
The double LP was one of the things that responsible for breaking new DJ and artists because they had the rhythm now to rehearse and, you know, day to day until they get perfect.
I think the sound men were the ones who drove me into that area, right? Because sometimes what we did was we started to do the drum and bass on one track and like the rhythms on one, you know. So when, as we said, the musicians would come, the sound men would come. Every man would like to get his tune sounding different. So in other words, we had given this to one sound man. Next sound man said, "Why make it sound a little different?" No? You know what I mean? So that's how come now we used to drop in some of the things and drop out some of the things. You understand me? To give it that version thing, if you understand me. So instead of just doing a straight thing, you know, we drop in a little this, dropping out a little of that. You get me? To get it sounding different. So it's from right there now the version started.
Well, no, that now is dub. That now is dub. You're playing with the control and in and out with the guitars and the steady bass. Drum and bass and drum coming at you. That is really dub.
Yeah man, without a doubt. Because you see, it made you become skillful in trying to make a sound different. You have to use echo, reverb in every fashion, you know. Sometimes equalizers, sometimes some of the processors. You have to put them on the drum to make it sound bionic, you know, all kind of things, you know. So we got innovative really. You know?
What get me hip now within the early 70s, there was like say 60% of the sound system love my tracks, so they come on harder dubs. So because of the dubs they are ordering, then you would be aware of that is the music of the day that is going. So maybe you just put a artist on it to do a new rendition to it. And that helped me to really keep with what's happening out there.
This is Lincoln Sugar Marionette here, singer-songwriter, producer, Black Roots Production, youth promotion organization, originally out of the Studio One stable, Sir Cox and Dart, respect and one love and unity. I check myself as being the son of Studio One and SOS One. I know Studio One spiritually before I'd known Studio One physically. Like I was, you know, I grew up beside a dance hall that Sir Cox and Dart sound used to play, you know, so from I was a boy, Sir Cox and sound. So from that influence, you know, I used to love Studio One music so much that I became a selector. You know, I was a selector, like sound selector. So that was my first involvement with getting to know Studio One music, the Eptones, you know, Leroy Sibbles and all those guys like Alton Ellis, Ken Booth, the whole works. It was my whole life from my youth. the thing with me, my audition was different. But like everybody was there with guitars and all that, and drums. I was there with just my voice. I didn't go with the intention for there to be a band or nothing like that. And then he took me, played the rhythm, spot on, because I was singing it so long, right? But first time, boom, boom.
So when you started singing over these, was it literally a revelation to Mr. Dodd? Did he?
Yeah, because like Mr. Dodd was thinking of making new rhythm, because Mr. Dodd is not a person that thinking of repeating. You want to go on, right? But what was playing wasn't half as good as what was there. So like the rhythm wasn't good. So then, because I was used to sing this from sound system days, I had 20 songs already on Studio One rhythms. There comes a guy who say, look, I can make these songs and these rhythms. I don't need a band. Then here comes Mr. DC, Vanity, Never Gonna Give Ya Up, House Is Not a Home, or just hits after hits. Freddie McGregor got revived, but when I came with like, come down, Natty Jed, come right now. Freddie instantly got a vibe and said, come now, sister, make it come right now. And that was one of Freddie McGregor's first big. Then Bobby Babylon. It started up all whole new thing. So Freddie started singing on the same rhythm. Mr. Dodd started putting everybody back on the same rhythm. So it's a whole new revolution.
So you basically took about the arrival of dancehall, which is when people started singing over.
That's it, because there was a next period. Channel One started making over Studio One songs, disguising it, right? Like instead, Mean Girl, but they play now Mr. Dodd hears so much music, he's not gonna he don't know that, right? But I say doopy boom, poopy boom, 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 right? So watch that. That's Mean Girl, right? But it's I need a roof.
So you're saying he didn't know? He didn't know?
No. So I say, look, Mr. Dodd, listen, that's Mean Girl, and I say, them say, let's go, right? So we put our Mean Girl like, I need a roof. So that started whole people like, that's a Diamond song. What? I said, no, but that's our rhythm.
So you're responding to the versions by
yes,
reversioning?
Yes. And there was that one like, man, if you run down your shadow now. Channel One, we look, poof, hit that one before they release it. Where did they get that? It was like Thief, and we taking it back, you know? So it was like, you know, the answer. I named those songs, Answer My Question. I named it, Death in the Arena, I named those songs. Because I was the only singer that could tape song in Studio One and take it away. You know, I could tape, nobody could tape a song but me. So I named Death in the Arena. That's my song when King Tubby's was going to play Coxsone at Arena, and we made that song overnight. It was an old song from Roland Alfonso, them guy, but we just gave it a name. So all these songs were renamed. They're not the original names of the Studio One. Only Mr. Dodd know the real names of these songs, you know. Not even me. I don't know. So that was a good period to know that, Trigger Mind, that, you know, I'm Studio One. For real. And I mean, I'm Ken Booth, I'm Alton Ellis, I'm Danish Brown.
So
that's me. All of them people, everything. I absorb everything from all of them.
You're saying Channel One, but it was just everyone.
No, but Channel One was the main start. This was the beginning of it. Everybody never started. Channel One first, then Joe Gibbs and the Professionals, which was using the same Sly and Robbie. So it was version for version. Then he was licking back their sound, but it was our original rhythms, which Mr. Dodd wasn't getting no, there's no publishing, no money, people just do it, you know. It's all fresh. All become new, it's a recycle.
You like the pens, you know your corporate, damn right. You all gotta make things great, you pop onto the gate, don't throw. Pay the musical rate, and take a pop onto the gate, it's not upon the face. That's what I appreciate, y'all. Too long time on a DJ in a dance. Long time on a chant in a dance. We come to nice up the area. We come to nice up Jamaica. But watch ya man, dance up the call, dance up the call. Please cast your love, please cast your love. Ja la 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 la. Ja la 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 la. Born on me grow in the ghetto. found out me glow in Jamaica. Man, I see that now leave me get to you. Me say me now leave Jamaica. But watch a man, and your papa smile go on a dancing. And your papa make you go on a business. See I sell road, I sell regulars. Man, how you keep your fitness? Man, tell me how you keep your fitness. But papa me, love is all I got, teach you love is all I bring. Till about the thing you keep it rocking and swing. Cause every man so what sing and sing and sing. Keep it rocking and sing and sing and sing. To love the man a DJ rubber dub. Lock the man a DJ rubber dub. Come to nice up the party. I'm gonna nice up the nightclub.
In the 70s, we stopped playing at dances and whatever it is because we felt the behavior of the fans wasn't too right.
They couldn't go on all night anymore because if it's not the rude boy gonna shoot up the dance, is the police. If it's not the police gonna shoot up the dance, it's the soldier, right? So dance, you know that very rarely a dance is gonna go through.
It was about the time when it started really shooting up dance and getting on.
Oh, so it got a bit dangerous?
Yeah, it got a bit dangerous. So I figure I've had my fill with it.
The violence in Jamaica, a lot of people think that it's an island-wide thing. It's not an island-wide thing. It's restricted to certain areas. You know, if you have a good sound in Jamaica, bad man like good things. Bad man like the best things, as a matter of fact, right? Bad man like to wear the best clothes. They like to drive the best cars. They like to listen to the best music. So wherever there's a DJ that is happening, the rude boys, they are going to be there.
I am about to be the man that let them go down, let everybody be again about the faith. To get to break God's soul.
I'm really happy about that part of the continuous sales of my product, you know. And what I think is the time we put into it, and lyrically we stayed close to the music because I try to be part of improving the lyrics at time, and away from that we try to make every song sound different, and even each song we try to make even the introduction could give you a hint of what's coming because it sounded different from the other song. And in the early days, we went in the studio with people like you in mind, you know. We was not just recording for ourselves. We tried to do something that, well, as we would term it, some people other part of the world would accept, you know. There are a lot of songs that producer would go in and make, and it's just good for the Highland here. But we really was thinking of maybe you. You understand?
All sounds are good in town, but when Sir Cox with I King Stick is not around. Run east, west, north, or south, I King Stick has taught the musical knockout.
You'll hear the sound system men refer to dub plate. This dub plate would be at times 10-inch with 4 different music tracks on it. And the whole song and dub is really the backing track of a vocal.
Now as I dip down my musical dub selection box, Studio One find this run to one, you run you hot. Boom shack, tell about it.
Well, to be honest with you, my favorite song is a song called Power Version I did for Studio One. All studios. Right? That's my favorite song. Power Version, I love that song because I love the original song, You Can't Be Happy Until You Love Someone by the Caledonians. Right? I used to love that song. So when I went to Studio One, I asked Studio Morris for that rhythm. You know, I wanted to work on it, you know, and today is my number 1 song.
Gather round is main king sound of blues, praising all the musical discs you could never refuse. But lately used to pick and choose for the stuff I really use, and you got to sit back up the way no bluff. Is that a man called Lone Ranger happens to be the musical prof? Maybe it's because Studio One's got that musical stuff. Tell about it.
You see, sometimes you play the original, then you play the version on a dub plate and they go wild.
Lone Ranger is the name and music is the game. Studio One happens to be the station, so black people run come let me give you a little demonstration about music education to our generation, y'all. Boom shack, tell you about it. Yeah, I came to Studio One back in the days like in 1976, 77 when I just graduated from school, and through a Christian brethren who knew Mr. Dad. And every Sunday we used to come and we used to rehearse rhythms, rubber dubs, Coxson's rubber dubs. I used to practice every Sunday, and when we could master it now, he said, okay, we're gonna check Mr. Dad one Sunday. And we came here, this time it was me, Welton Irie, and Carlton Livingston. 3 of us started together. So we came here and me and Welton, we did a combination. The first tune for Studio One was a combination tune with me and Welton Irie, a tune called Chase Them Crazy, on the Mr. Bass rhythm, Zora Sandy, you know? Right after that now, me and Mr. Dad got together again and I did a tune called Love Bomb, 1980. That was a tune, you know? 18 weeks at number 1. That stamper broke while Mr. Dad was away. And people couldn't get the record. And then Mr. Dad came down and it's like, so they told him and he came in and he pressed it. That time it dropped to number 3. It was at number 1. And then when they couldn't get it, it dropped to about number 2, number 3. Or Mr. Dad came and he made back the stamper and re-released it again. It went from number 3 back to number 1. That time the only competitors I had that time was Ika Mouse with I wado them, them. And General Echo with Arlena must have dream you. G saying the competition was stiff. So it's not a producer that rush you or push things at you. Like you come in and sit in first. You can't just come in and just, yes, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do that. No, you have to come to Mr. Dan and you have to sit down a little bit and walk around the place and give him two talk, and then you take time until you drift around the studio, and then he says, Mr. Bill Jackson, which rhythm you want? You know, he lets you choose. And when you choose now and then you start to record now, no matter how long, could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours it take. Him don't stop you until you feel comfortable with what you've done and you are satisfied with what you have done. My favorite rhythms are the original, like the High Fashion, the Rafayette, the Answer My Questions. Mostly all the Coxsone rhythms are my favorite, because that's what I started off with. With Toasters, well, you had Stitch, you had Dennis Al Capone, you had the great U-Roy and Jayut. But you see, U-Roy and Jayut, those were the two I hold on to when I was going to school. When my mother used to give me my lunch money, I said, well, here's the lunch money, go to school. You know what I did with my money? I went straight downtown to Randy's record and brought all the big youths and all the Jayut that ever released. I was at a dance one night and DJing. It was a sound clash, sound from East and a sound from West. The sound from West had a lot of veteran DJs. They had Dillinger, Trinity, Dillinger, Trinity, Clint Eastwood. Remember all those West DJs? Kojak? Good, all from West coming to play in the East. And I was the king DJ in East. I was the strong one in East. Me and Welton Irie, Johnny Ringo, you know, and we was playing at a dance now, and the West Sound was playing and the dance was packed and all these DJs was coming across DJing, and all these DJs had hit tunes, had their name in the charts. Me, not yet, but I was good in the ghetto. I wasn't exposed yet. And when it was my turn to go on now, I said, I took the mic and I said, right now, because there was a lot of them and it's just me one, so I said, right now, we're better than Trinity, tougher than Eastwood, harder than Dillinger. My name is the Lone Ranger, that's why I act like a stranger, y'all. And from that night, the name stuck. So I just kept that name and keep moving.
Where does it start and who are you?
Studio One. Man, you're the greatest tune time bender, the best disco tender, the best tunes that choose when the least of all lose those sounds lift you off the ground. Now here comes a musical list to make you jump and twist and skip and flip and dip your hip and try and funny trick. A musical list coming from out of my musical basket, y'all. Do it, ya? Right? This is Lone Ranger. Peace.
This is like a view at times that we go and check what was happening in the store at times.
So the shop's in front of
Yeah, the shop is in front of that.
Also, it's like a little peak hole.
Peak hole, that's right.
And why would you need that?
Eh?
Why would you need?
Because we had a couple of breakage in the front there, stick up. Actual stick up.
With guns?
Guns.
Wow.
Yeah.
What in this like?
Give me your money, babe.
When was that?
That was, that started happening late 70s. Yeah.
So that's towards the end where you're thinking, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, that's right, you know. Because actually I was in one of the shooting up, you know. They came here one Saturday and Miss Dad sneak out, came around here. I was in the passageway and she told me a stick up going on. So I went upstairs and went on the ledge and got around the front. So I asked the gate man to check out if whatever is happening. But like silly, he came out and said, boss, a stick up going on and really. So the guys follow him. But thank God, you know, I'm still here. But the guy I was lucky enough to shot him in the hip. So the guys took him away, you know. Yeah.
You shot him in the hip?
In the hip.
To defend, because he was going to...
Yeah, because he was shooting at me and I then started to shoot at him.
He was actually shooting?
Yes. So his friend caught him two-way under the shoulder and run off up the road with him. Things was so bad in Jamaica, you couldn't get currency to purchase the material, because at that time I was thinking was depending heavily on the factory, so we needed to import pellets, material, and there was no funds for that, so we decided to go New York for a while. Because you wasn't able to press in no quantity to export. So we took some tapes and went off, but keep coming to and fro.
What do you think of your career so far?
Well, I'm very thankful, as I would say, thank God, you understand, it has moved from limb to limb, and I'm still hoping that we still can achieve more as time goes by, but on the whole, God gave me a very good mother. I can also say that as a wife, because my wife and family been very helpful, always there for me. And I've got long-standing friends, who have inspired me to keep on going, right? And looking back, I'm very thankful for all the good artists and musicians that I've worked with over the years. So no regrets.